crisp apples, sun-ripened raisins, golden bananas, and fresh walnuts. You can almost taste the recipe. Introducing apple walnut raisin and banana walnut cookies, new from Almost Home.
He's still watching you.
Stop, he'll think I'm interested.
Here he comes.
Give me those fast.
New Mint Crystal Breath Savers, now with cooling mint crystals for fresh breath fast.
He's nice, but he's leaving with me.
New Breath Savers, they work fast.
A ranger never takes the easy way out.
You're reaching deep inside you for things you've never known.
Go! That's why getting into the Rangers is tough, and the training is tough.
Be all that you can be.
So it makes me feel like I'm part of something really special.
Be all that you can be.
And I'm not the only one.
Find your future in the army. No, 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 no. Nobody has a taste like Friskies. Nobody has a flavor like Friskies. Nobody has soul like Friskies. All I want in my bowl is Friskies. Just Friskies. Just Friskies. Oh, just Friskies. Nobody brings out the Frisky in your cat like the double-coated flavor of Friskies. Nobody, nobody, just Friskies.
I Love Liberty will continue in a moment.
Ever since your post office invented express mail overnight delivery, others have tried to copy our eagle, but it's not so easy. You see, express mail overnight reliability is close to perfect, with the most convenient locations and prices as low as $10.75. About half what most others charge. So we're pretty hard to imitate. So use the original express mail service from your post office.
You can see it everywhere as you go along your way. It's a lower price, especially nice because it's special every day. We built a feeling, a proud new feeling. We built a feeling, a proud new feeling. We built a proud new feeling. It's super fresh.
Friends, parents, and classmates. Today, we, the graduating class of 1982, cross the threshold to maturity. After 4 hard years preparing for this moment, we meet the future head-on. And what a future it is. Brimming with opportunity, overflowing with possibility. Time for our share of the American dream. I'd like to stop for a minute. The job of a valedictorian is to inspire, to speak in upbeat, glowing terms about the future we face. But I can't do that. I'd like to tell the truth about how I view the future, and the truth is I'm scared. I don't feel secure about the future because to me it just doesn't look so terrific out there.
Hey, wait a minute. Parents, teachers, don't just sit there. Say something. Tell her.
Tell me what, that every generation has its turmoil?
Yes, it does.
That's easy for you to say. Your generation gave us the bomb. Our generation grew up with it.
Oh, now, wait a minute, young lady.
No, you wait a minute. You just wait a minute. This is my graduation. Who is he? Somebody.
What's in a name? I'm an American.
You're an American.
Look, I'm not saying you don't have a point.
You bet I have a point. What other generation grew up with the fact that life on this planet could be over within a matter of minutes? And I'm not just talking about the nuclear war. I'm talking about the scientists that say that life could be over because of the environment, because of water, or because of the earthquakes, or the polar ice caps are melting. You know, my mom talks about the civil rights and the Vietnam days, the protesters and the counter-protesters, and the whole country was boiling over inside. Everybody was taking sides. It was tough. It was painful. But it was exciting. Today, people are boiling up inside, and that's not exciting, that's scary.
She doesn't understand. The only way to stop boiling on the inside is to do something on the outside.
What?
Speak out. And don't just tell us how hurt you feel. Tell us what you expect from us. You have the freedom to make yourself heard. Use it.
You make it sound easy, freedom and choice. It's hard.
Yes, it is hard, because with freedom comes responsibility. The future doesn't just take care of itself, folks. Who do you think made this a better America? People who understood the future because they believed they mattered. If you want to change things, you've got to act.
But how can we act?
We don't matter. The only time people don't matter is when they stop believing they matter. Listen. Look, Daddy. Well, if I could help you to understand that doing something will always make you feel better than doing nothing. I mean, it won't help a whole lot, but just a little, won't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's what mattering is, reaching out to each other, to the community, making our feelings known as individuals.
But the problems are too big. I mean, what can one person do?
Find another person, or 2, or 3, or 10,000. Start talking to one another, and then do something.
You know, we're all a little sick of being preached to.
Yeah, and I'm tired of doing the preaching. But what's the alternative? Should I sit on my concerns and let your fears overwhelm all of us? Or should I run the risk of being preachy and tell you what I believe? Because I sincerely believe that people do matter. Hell, it was only a handful of people that led the Boston Tea Party, and another handful of people that sparked the whole civil rights movement. Look around you, read the paper. People are making a difference every day. People that believe that they matter are really doing something. Now, if that sounds preachy, so be it. But that's the way I see America. And if you don't see it that way, what are your alternatives?
We can turn off. Which is exactly what we're doing.
Your words. I think there's a whole lot more hope down deep inside you than you realize. It's only natural to fear the future, fear change.
We built a proud new feeling, super fresh.
Scoop up the savings on Seal Test ice cream. Half gallon, $1.69 with coupon. Any flavor. And get end-of-summer savings on Pepsi products. Only 79 cents for each 2-liter bottle. Wake up with Quaker Instant Oatmeal. 12 to 15-ounce packages, $1.59, all varieties.
We built a proud new feeling, super fresh. The shape you wanna be in.
Now it's the Great Shade clearance at your Lincoln Mercury dealer. Get great savings on Mercury Cougar when you buy a preferred equipment package along with 1.9 APR financing. Save on Mercury Sable with a preferred equipment package and 1.9% financing. The savings keep coming on Topaz, Lynx, and Tracer 2 with 1.9% financing. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
Ever since your post office invented express mail overnight delivery, others have tried to copy our eagle, but it's not so easy. You see, express mail overnight reliability is close to perfect with the most convenient locations and prices as low as $10.75. About half what most others charge. So we're pretty hard to imitate. So use the original express mail service from your post office.
When I was a child, it all felt so comfortable. Family around that old kitchen table. The room that I knew, smells I woke to, guarded at night by my windows on moonlight. I knew every tree and each crack in the sidewalk, the name of each street for a dozen armored blocks. I knew who to trust, when to walk to the bus, and numbers to call. If I felt lonely at all. little, day by day, seems life should always be this way. Little by little, time rolls on, and tomorrow is something to dream of. Then we move to a new neighborhood for the first time, different and strange, not at all like mine. The names were all changed, the faces all wrong, like a new tune and words to an old favorite song. So unfamiliar, so insecure, missing the past, afraid of the future. People I don't know, where are my friends? What happens now? Remember when? Then little by little, day by day, too slow to notice, the fear goes away, and little by little, the worries in, till the child inside feels at home again. America's home, America's young for its 200 years. Tomorrow will come to question our freedom, then hope reappears from sadness to joy. Go America's tears. Then little by little, day by day, too slow to notice, the fear goes away. And little by little, the worries in, till it becomes time to change again. America changes again.
Sure is an awful lot to think about.
I know. Well, Mr. President, you certainly left us with a lot to be grateful for. Now and then we forget our debt to the past, but we recover. We forget we are strong because we are so diverse, but we recover. We forget for a time that strange immigrant of today will be that wonderful resource of tomorrow, and we recover. And from time to time, we forget that liberty means the right of anyone to be unpopular. And we recover. And we're still 230 million people, sir. 230 million strong. Still promising liberty and justice and equality. Truly, Mr. President, isn't that a remarkable thing? Well, sir. I suppose you're wondering where this country is headed. I'm afraid I can't tell you that, because I don't know. No one does. But I can certainly tell you where I'd like to see it get. Where the mind is without fear, and the head is held high. Where knowledge is free. Where the world has not been divided up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Where words come out from the depth of truth. Where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake.
Life is funny. Just when you least expect it, something different comes along to make you take notice. Something refreshingly different. Like Irish Spring.
Cowabunga! Ooh! Ooh! Ah! Ooga booga!
Irish Spring brings more shower to your shower.
Good evening, I'm Larry Kane. The Delaware River is ablaze with light tonight as hundreds of ships await the lighting of the Ben Franklin Bridge.
I'm Alan Creo. Coming up next is star-studded Gala from the Civic Center in Philadelphia. Enjoy it.
Ever since your post office invented express mail overnight delivery, others have tried to copy our eagle, but it's not so easy. You see, express mail overnight reliability is close to perfect, with the most convenient locations and prices as low as $10.75. About half what most others charge. So we're pretty hard to imitate. So use the original express mail service from your post office.
We built a proud new feeling. It's super fresh.
Scoop up the savings on Seal Test ice cream. Half gallon, $1.69 with coupon. Any flavor. And get end-of-summer savings on Pepsi products. Only 79 cents for each 2-liter bottle. Wake up with Quaker Instant Oatmeal. 12 to 15-ounce packages, $1.59, all varieties.
We built a proud new feeling. It's super fresh.
Dink here is really proud of himself. Today, he defended his master's home from a nosy tomcat, a snooping poodle, and a Philadelphia Electric meter reader. Of course, now Dink's master is going to get an estimated bill. That's not as accurate as it could have been, which could put Dink here in the doghouse. If you're having trouble getting your meter read, just call the number on your monthly bill and we'll make a special arrangement for you. Philadelphia Electric, people working for you right now.
Honda would like to show you something you've never seen before. Four-wheel steering. Four-wheel steering from Honda, only on the new Prelude SI. It's an incredible turn of events.
We the People celebrations, highlights at 11.
Recorded earlier this evening for presentation at this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, music conductor of the Philly Pops and composer of this evening's Fanfare for Brass Ensemble and Orchestra, Mr. Peter Nero. ladies and gentlemen, Gregory Peck.
The ink has faded, the parchment yellowed with age, yet few documents in history have had as profound an effect upon mankind as the eloquent 200-year-old product of man's wisdom, foresight, compassion, and genius for compromise, reverently displayed here at the National Archives in Washington, D.C. Though a permanent resting place for the Constitution was found here in this structure in 1952, it is anything but moribund. On the contrary, it was created by the Founding Fathers with the fervent hope that it would forever serve as a living guide to meet the needs of the people, no matter how varied those needs might be. And those needs were as varied as the people themselves. The Constitution spoke to the former slave, who finally broke the chains of bondage and vowed never to be bound again by servitude. It spoke to the woman, who demanded and received representation at the voting booth, equal representation for all. It speaks to the President of the United States, who places his hand on the Bible and swears to uphold the Constitution, just as it speaks to the immigrant taking the oath of citizenship. It speaks to the radical firebrand shouting unpopular slogans to a small group of skeptics in a public park, just as it speaks to the broadcaster on national television, informing listeners of the possible dangers threatening their constitutional rights. And it speaks to the newborn child, whose rights begin at birth. It is a document for all the people, the oldest living Constitution. It lives because those 55 men who sat in the stifling heat of a Philadelphia summer 200 years ago, forging this unprecedented document, dared to place their trust in the basic good judgment of the people. If we accept the rights and privileges granted by the Constitution, we must also be prepared to meet the obligations that go with it. If we cherish the right of free speech, we must support and defend the right of every citizen to share in that precious privilege. If we want the protection of the courts and the right to a fair and speedy trial, we must support the justice system and serve when we are called upon. If we are to perpetuate this form of government in which power is vested in the people, we must always be vigilant to expose and correct the abuse of power wherever it is found. And if we are to continue to enjoy the protection of this blessed document, we must continue, each of us, to participate in the shaping and the reshaping of our nation's destiny. Millions upon millions of words have been written interpreting these few short paragraphs and amendments. And millions of lives have been molded and changed by these simple yet elegantly profound words. It is written that one of the original objects of the Constitution was to form a more perfect union, an alliance based on mutual respect and mutual control, with the source of power coming from the will of the people. And we, the people, through 200 years of testing and questioning, honing and refining, enforcing and reinforcing these noble ideas, have indeed formed a more perfect union. Not yet perfect by any means, but more perfect. And with that goal of perfection before us, we must constantly go forward toward a brighter future for all our citizens. From the vantage point of the present, we look back tonight at our past and hold out great hopes for our continued growth as we, the people, celebrate the 200th anniversary of the United States Constitution.
Ladies and gentlemen, we the People 200, the Constitutional Gala. With guests, Ned Beatty, Barry Bostwick, Lloyd Bridges, the Constitutional Bicentennial Fanfare Unit, the Fellowship Tabernacle Church Choir, Lee Greenwood, Dorian Harewood, Dean Jones, Patti LaBelle, Rich Little, Barry Manilow, Walter Matthau, Marilyn McCool, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, Peter Nero, Sandi Patty, Gregory Peck, George Papard, Philly Pops Orchestra, Stephanie Powers, John Raitt, Wayne Rogers, John Schneider, Yakov Smirnoff, Rex Smith, Cicely Tyson, Eli Wallach, Fritz Weaver, Tom Wopat, and your host, Walter Cronkite. We the People 200, the Constitutional Gala, is sponsored by the Heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet, who invites you to experience the 88 Chevrolets and listen to your heartbeat. Tonight's color guard is comprised of members of Boy Scout Troop number 514 from Monument, Colorado, Pikes Peak Council. The American flag they are carrying is the one that was recovered from the wreckage of the Space Shuttle Challenger. On this day of national celebration, the Scouts proudly display the colors in honor of the 7 astronauts who lost their lives, broadening the horizons of our knowledge and our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for our national anthem, to be sung this evening by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir and Miss Sandi Patty.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets breaking, the bombs bursting the heartbeat of America.
Over the past few years, Chevrolet has made a few changes to the cars and trucks America has taken to heart. We've given you the InstaTrack 4x4 system, turbos to go quicker, Corvette anti-lock brake system to improve braking control, one of the highest mileage cars in the country, and a world-class champion Corvette. So now Chevrolets are even more fun to drive, and so dependable they have a 660 warranty. As for how all those changes have affected America's love affair with Chevrolet, well, over the past 40 years combined, we've sold more cars than anyone else. And today,
The heartbeat of America. Growing stronger every day.
we're still America's best-selling cars.
Ooh, the heartbeat of America. Chevrolet. That's today's Chevrolet.
In 1787, they signed their names to the Constitution. By keeping us a free nation, a free people, it guarantees every American the opportunity to succeed. Celebrate 200 years of America's success, protected by the Constitution. Please read it. Learn more about it. For your free copy of the official commemorative edition, write to Citicorp. Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
I know choosing a medicine is an important family decision. But for me, it's also an easy decision. The day my son was born was the first time that I was given Tylenol. It took care of the pain,